Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that often sparks curiosity and even some debate among Christians. What happened during the 3 days between Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection? Specifically, we'll explore the profound statement found in the Apostles' Creed. He descended into hell. What does this really mean? Did Jesus literally go to the place of eternal punishment? Let's unpack this together. To start, let's look at the primary biblical texts that this doctrine is built upon. The most cited passage is 1 Peter 3, verses 18 to 20. It says, "For Christ also suffered once for sins, the righteous for the unrighteous, that he might bring us to God, being put to death in the flesh, but made alive in the Spirit, in which he went and proclaimed to the spirits in prison, because they formerly did not obey, when God's patience waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was being prepared." This passage is dense, isn't it? He went and proclaimed to the spirits in prison. Who are these spirits, and what was the nature of this proclamation? This is where different interpretations come into play. The phrase spirits in prison has led many scholars to believe these were the souls of those who lived before Christ, specifically those who perished in the great flood during Noah's time. So what did Jesus proclaim? The Greek word used here is kerusso, which means to herald or proclaim, not necessarily to evangelize or offer a second chance for salvation. One common view is that Jesus was proclaiming his victory over sin and death. It was a declaration of triumph. Imagine it. The very souls who had witnessed God's judgment in the flood were now seeing the ultimate fulfillment of God's plan of salvation. It wasn't an offer of redemption, but an announcement that redemption had been accomplished. Another key passage is Ephesians 4, verses 8 to 10, which quotes from Psalm 68. "When he ascended on high, he led a host of captives, and he gave gifts to men." The passage in Ephesians then explains, in saying he ascended, what does it mean but that he had also descended into the lower regions, the earth? Some translations say the lower earthly regions, while others interpret lower regions as the realm of the dead. This idea connects with the concept of leading captivity captive. The theory here is that before Jesus' resurrection, the righteous dead, figures like Abraham, Moses, and David, were in a place of waiting. This place is often referred to as Abraham's bosom or paradise, as mentioned by Jesus to the thief on the cross in Luke 23:43. "Truly, I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise." This wasn't heaven in its fullest sense, but a state of peaceful waiting. So when Jesus descended, according to this view, he went to this realm of the righteous dead to proclaim his victory and to lead them into the full presence of God. His descent wasn't to suffer, but to liberate. He was the great liberator, setting the captives free, not from punishment, but from waiting. He was opening the gates of heaven, which had been closed by sin, for all the faithful who had gone before him. Now, let's address the word hell itself. This is where a lot of confusion comes from, because our modern understanding of hell is typically a place of eternal torment reserved for the damned. However, the original languages of the Bible have several words that get translated as hell. In the Apostles' Creed, the Latin is descendit ad inferos, and the Greek word often used in the New Testament is Hades. In the Old Testament, the Hebrew word is Sheol. Both Sheol and Hades generally refer to the realm of the dead, the underworld, a place where all souls, both righteous and unrighteous, went after death in the Old Testament understanding. It was a shadowy place, a departure from the land of the living. It was not necessarily the fiery pit of eternal punishment, which is more accurately described by the Greek word Gehenna. So, when the Creed says Jesus descended into hell, it's more accurate to think of it as he descended to the realm of the dead, or to Hades, Sheol. He fully experienced death, not just the physical cessation of life, but the separation of his soul from his body, entering the state that all humans before him had entered. This demonstrates the completeness of his human experience and the depth of his sacrifice. He truly died. This act of descending into the realm of the dead is incredibly significant. It shows there is no place, not even death itself, that is beyond the reach of God's power and love. Jesus went into the very heart of what humanity fears most, death and the grave, and conquered it from the inside out. As Paul writes in 1 Corinthians 15, "O death, where is your victory? O death, where is your sting?" Jesus' descent and subsequent resurrection is the ultimate answer to that question. Death has been defeated. This also brings a powerful message of hope. For those who believe in him, the grave is not the final destination. Because Jesus descended and rose again, we have the promise that we too will be raised to new life. He has paved the way through death and out the other side. This isn't just a theological footnote, it's central to the hope of the Christian faith. It assures us that even in our darkest moments, in our own descents, we are not alone. Christ has been there. So, to summarize what we've covered, when the Creed says Jesus descended into hell, it's not saying he went to the place of eternal torment to suffer more. Rather, it refers to his descent into Hades or Sheol, the realm of the dead. This action served several purposes. First, it demonstrated the reality and fullness of his death. Second, he proclaimed his victory over sin and death to the spirits there, a triumphant announcement. And third, he liberated the souls of the righteous who were waiting in Abraham's bosom, or paradise, leading them into the presence of God the Father. This event is a cornerstone of our faith. It bridges the gap between Good Friday and Easter Sunday, showing that God was powerfully at work, even in the silence of the tomb. It's a profound mystery that reveals the incredible scope of Christ's victory. His work wasn't just for the living at that time or for those who would come after, but it reached back in time to encompass all of God's faithful people. This doctrine reminds us of the totality of Jesus' work. He didn't just die for us, he conquered death for us. He entered its domain and emerged victorious, holding the keys of death and Hades, as Revelation 1:18 tells us. This is the source of our unbreakable hope. No matter what we face, we know that the one who holds our future has already conquered the final enemy. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this deep and meaningful topic. I hope this discussion has brought some clarity and encouragement to you. It's a testament to the depth and richness of our faith that we can continue to learn and grow in our understanding of what Jesus has done for us. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What does this doctrine mean to you? Let's continue the conversation. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.